All right, talking about the Super Falcons now, they're already in Abidjan talking about preparing for the Waffle Cup. And this is the first time they are having the women's version of this. And Nigerian Football Federation released the list of the players that will be taking part in this championship. And the list of those players, you have all home-based players, but all home-based players, because that's what the Waffle is all about. You have a Chiamaka Nadozie, Rivers Angels, of course, that's the goalkeepers. Then Rita Akaroko from Delta Queens, also a goalkeeper. The Onyechukwu Okeke from Edo Queens, that's a part of the goalkeepers. Then if we go to the defenders, and you have Emiri Olubosere from Rivers Angels, Joy Jegede from Delta Queens, Glory Ogbona from Ibom Angels, Lillian Tule from Bayesto Queens, Ojuwa Oka for Delta Queens, Okpeyemi is also there. She's also there from Sunshine Queens, and Oluwakemi Fumidity from Confluence Queens also make up that defense. Then in the midfield, you go to the midfielders. That's where you have Osarenoma Igbinovia. She's there from Bayesto Queens. You have Ioma Oyebuchi from Sunshine Queens, Peace Efe from Edo Queens, and Amarachi Okoronkwo from Nasarawa Amazons, Ogechi Okwama from Delta Queens also. Moving to the forward, Rashida Ajibade, not surprised about this one. She is in the midst. Chioma Wogo also made it. Rivers Angels, she was in Cameroon the last time. Aminati Kugu, Bayeso Queens, Alizo Gebe, Rivers Angels, Amam Imo, Nasarawa Amazon. She did wonderfully with the Falcon, and so she was drafted straight to the Super Falcon. Chinanza Uchendu of Rivers Angels also there. So the mix of these girls, all of them in Abidjan, preparing for that very first game that they will be playing against Benin Republic on Thursday, 4 p.m. Nigerian time and 3 p.m. Côte d'Ivoire time. So wishing the girls all the best to see how far they will go in this championship. We'll talk about appointment of coaches coming in late. You have to just putting them together in 2 weeks. Off you go to the championship, see what you can make out of it.
It's the same fire brigade approach, isn't it? And we are hoping these things change. But to the girls, I really wish them good luck. And teams like FC Robo, teams like National Amazons, Delta Queens, I think they need to be hailed, and they need to be given a lot of kudos, because over time they've been producing very top talent for Nigerian female football. I remember I started Tuala, Ashibade as well. You know, top talent that anywhere in the world they are a force to be reckoned with. So I think going forward, I think some bit of credit needs to be given to this club.
All right.
So national team players. Rivers Angels also that club.
Well, all the best to the Super Falcons when they tackle Benin Republic on Thursday, and I wish them all the best. All right, let's talk about the World Cup. I mean, you know, earlier we talked about it just 4 months to go. If you have plans to be in Russia, I mean, you have to be dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
Visa-free.
Yeah. So but you know. The other time you were here, we asked you this question, and you know, someone else who should know better is reacting. That's Aloy Agbo, Super Eagles goalkeeper trainer. But before we go to him, I want to ask you again. You know, we have 4 months. You've seen the last season. You've seen what has happened this season. You've seen what African players are doing across Europe. How far do you think African teams can go at this year's World Cup? With what you've seen? Yeah,
the issue with African teams has always been preparation. Okay. And they tend to prepare like a year before the tournament, or probably a few months before, and that is why they would never really dominate the Europeans, you know, because the Europeans, they are masters at preparation. Planning. Yeah, I remember before the last World Cup, Germany had to go and build a base over there in Brazil. You know, and after the World Cup, they donated it back to the people of Brazil. And, you know, it just shows you how important it is. It goes beyond that moment of just lifting the trophy or the prize money. It's about what you want for a generation of players coming behind you. Yeah. So I think African players, the talent is there, just like South Americans, but the planning is what matters. Okay. That is why Africans and South Americans are probably on the same par in terms of that, but the South Americans have an edge because, you know, they're more talented. But I think if we can include the preparation of the Europeans, I think we can go far. Right. I think I'm keeping closer on teams like Nigeria and Senegal for the World.
All right, but you're not bold enough to say quarterfinal, semi-final.
The Nigerian team could make the quarterfinals, to be honest with you, because we have a decent group, and it shows that if we can do well in our group, if we qualify, the people meeting in the second round might not be so tough.
All right.
Probably France again.
Okay, all right. Let's see if what Super Eagles goalkeeper trainer Aloy Agu, let's see if it tallies with what our friend has just said. So let's listen to Aloy Agu, his take on the chances of the Super Eagles and other African teams at the 2018 World Cup.
Thing to see and to hear when the draws came out. You have Zambia, you have Cameroon, you have Algeria. I mean, but as God lives, I was praying for a favorable draw. I'm a minister by the grace of God also as a coach. I went back to my church and I told my church, I said Nigeria will qualify before we ever kicked the ball. As God lives, before we went to Zambia to play against Zambia, I said to Nigerians that Nigeria will beat Zambia in Undola. As a player, I've played against Zambia. I've always won over Zambia. As a coach, when I started coaching, both under 20, under 23, I've always beaten Zambia. So this is not going to be an exception. We went in there and we won 2-1. And that set the whole thing on the right path. And Nigeria qualified. It's a great thing to qualify. We have never qualified like that before. Having a game to spare, first in Africa to qualify. So it shows the character of the players. It shows the character of the technical crew. It shows the character of the FA, Nigerian Football Federation. And it shows the character of the government of Nigeria, how important the World Cup is for every one of us. And eventually, when we got the ticket, it was a job well done. We still don't have to relax. You have to pick it up from where you have stopped and continue to prepare. It's another thing to qualify for World Cup. It's another thing to go in there and do well. So we want to go in there and do well. So we don't lay back. Rather, we continue to work hard. We continue to pray. We continue to prepare very well. And then eventually, we will go in there and get good result and good performance. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're working for. All those countries there are footballing nation. Nigeria also is a footballing nation. And my expectation, which is also the expectation from my own, I think it's also expectation of Nigeria, is that we will skate through that group and we will go further in this World Cup.